Okay then guys, and welcome to Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance. This is effectively a remake of Metroid, and they've done a damn good job with it as well. As you can see, there's a few new animations in it. The graphics have been greatly enhanced to take control of to make the best out of the GBA's colour palette and graphical capabilities. But you know, basically, if you play Metroid, which is also included on this, you'll recognise what's going on. So you're in control of Samus Aran. She's a bounty hunter on a mission, and basically she starts off with a minimal amount of gear. You've just seen her pick up the morph ball, but as the game continues, she can get basically new power suits. She can basically get stronger weapons, aiming from the ability to continually jump later on in the game, to rockets, more powerful bombs, and much more. Those purple energy bits you saw her picking up will basically enhance her life. As you can see in the top left hand corner, she's currently on 79. The map's in the top right hand corner, and you can bring the map up with a quick press of the start button. These Kozo statues are shown throughout the game, and when you find them, they'll give you a handy hint as to where you should be going next. The S indicates a save point. So again, what's great about this game is that if you play the NES one, you don't really think you're coming across any surprises, but there's a real beautiful twist once you've killed Mother Brain, and I'm not going to reveal it here because it's so good. You really got to discover it for yourself. But it basically adds a whole new chapter to Samus's original game, and you basically get to play with her as you've never played with her before, so to speak. Now, as you can see then, basically you got to a section where you couldn't get any further because your shots don't fire far enough. So what you need to do now is obviously find out a way to rectify that. Really beautiful visuals. Great soundtrack as well. So again, here's another Kozo statue, and you've now got the long beam. So basically you can fire further, and that area where you were out of the way before, you can now get through it, no problem. And again, you've only got a minimal amount of different weapons there, but as I said, by the end of the game, you'll be completely tooled up, and you'll have all sorts of crazy super cool abilities. As with many Metroid games, you start off with virtually nothing, and you slowly build up your armour as you go along, and new areas will be opened up to you which you couldn't previously access. Bit of a problem there. Again, later on you get the ability to freeze enemies so you can use them as platforms. You get a power grip so you can basically hang on to certain ledges. Now we can't get by there because basically it's a grey door, so it means you've got to take care of a specific task before you can carry on. In that case, there's a fairly big monster you need to take out. And this is Kraid and Ridley. And again, basically those ways are blocked up until you've actually defeated them later on in the game. Now again, these Kozo standpoints are handy because while you can't save your game there, you can replenish all your health and weapons, and there's the ability to pick up new canisters. So by the end of the game, you'll have about 5 slots, which makes negotiating the vast labyrinth-like stages far easier. Brilliantly designed game. I mean, the very fact that this is like identical to the NES original sort of says it all. Now that red door there, you can't get by until you've got rockets. So let's go and find some rockets. And here's the save room. These are dotted around the map. There's quite a few of them, and my advice is to use them whenever you get the chance, because you never know what's going to be around the corner in Metroid. Now interestingly, Metroid never does particularly well in its homeland of Japan. Basically, this one, I do believe in America it sold around something like 550,000, but in Japan it only managed around 80, which is pretty poor, particularly when you consider how popular the likes of Super Mario and the Zelda games are. they've got worldwide appeal. It appears that that the Metroid series is far more popular in the West than it is in the East. Although the same can be said for Konami's Metal Gear, another game franchise which is basically appears to have more appeal to Western gamers. So this is a boss. There's a bit of slowdown here. This is the emulator not really being able to hack at what's going on. This is nice and smooth as silk on the Game Boy. I've been playing it on the Game Boy Micro, managed to complete it in about 4.5 hours, and only had 49% of the items, so you know there is replayability if you want it. And I'm pretty sure you can link this up to Metroid Prime as well, although I could be mistaken there. Really cool music on the boss battle, that should be there. And again, basically, if you take out these little spikes, you can pick up additional missiles and health to basically keep you alive. Good old Samus. And off she goes. Now, a lot of people will argue until they're blue in the face that Super Metroid is the best game, well, the best 2D game in the series. But do you know something? I think this is superb. Really, it's just really clever. The fact that they've managed to take the original game and yet make it feel like a completely new experience, especially like once you've defeated Mother Brain, done a fantastic job with it. You know, don't get me wrong. All the 2D Metroids are of a very high standard, but you know, if I had to choose between this Metroid Fusion, which is also on Game Boy Advance, and Super Metroid, I'd go for this. It's just so enjoyable, and it works brilliantly on the handheld. The rumour was that Super Metroid was actually going to be converted to the GBA. Hardly any surprise in that it uses a similar architecture to the SNES, but the director wanted to do Metroid. The end result was more than worth it. Okay then, so this guy's going to bugger off again. You do get to defeat him later on in the game. He's just like a mini boss, just an appetizer to get you going. Have to excuse these little pauses where I'm just switching off one video and going for the next. And again, this is quite handy coming up. This is the map room. So basically, what's going to happen now is you can see the entire area, and you can obviously work out and get a good idea of where hidden stuff is. So there's a map room on each section of the planet, so you really need to hunt them out as soon as possible. And that's pretty much it. So I've only obviously shown you the early parts of the game because, like I said, I really don't want to spoil it for you. And as I spent 4.5 hours playing the other version, this one's no good. So we'll be back with more videos soon.